This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Thursday, the 8th day of April in the year 2021. I'm Gordon Mosley. Here's what we're tracking tonight. The spike in COVID-19 cases in Guyana is continuing rapidly and causing a major headache for healthcare workers. The Ministry of Health reported this afternoon that in the past 24 hours, the country recorded 135 new coronavirus cases, with 2 additional deaths. The death toll has now reached 252. A total of 19 deaths have been recorded in the past 7 days. The majority of the new cases are from Region 4. Of the 135 new cases, 87 are from Region 4, which now has 546 active cases. Region 3 is also seeing a spike in new cases, with 80 new cases being recorded in the region in the past 24 hours. The Western Marara region also has 284 active cases. There are 97 active cases in Region 7, a total of 59 active cases in Region 6, and Region 10 has 52 active cases. Across the country, there are now 1,084 active cases, with 1,015 of those positive persons in home isolation, while 69 are hospitalized. The Minister of Health, Dr. Frank Anthony, today continued with his pleadings for persons to go out and get vaccinated. He said the vaccines could prevent persons from getting seriously ill with the virus.
What vaccination would do is to help to reduce the severity of the disease, and therefore if people get vaccinated, then we'll see less people getting into the hospital. As you know, we have seen an increase in hospitalization, and to avoid that, we'll want people to get vaccinated. Right now at the Linden Hospital, we have about 5 persons who have been hospitalized. So these persons could have been, if they've received their vaccines, they probably would not have been in hospital.
Several vaccination sites have been set up across the country in the efforts to improve vaccinations.
There would be in every region helping out our teams. Their roles would vary. Those that are from the medical corps would be able to help us with vaccination. Those who have other skill set would probably help us with explaining to the patients or the persons who are coming for vaccines the difference between vaccines, what we are looking for, things like side effects and so forth. I think that's very important. So they'll help us with this education program, and also they would assist us with documenting the information that we need to collect.
More than 40,000 persons have already been vaccinated across Guyana. More news coming up in just a moment.
Guyana, we've been through it all.
But as a people we have
weathered every storm
and risen to every challenge.
Because it is the people of Guyana
that gives it its strength.
all the people,
regardless of race,
class, or religion.
We
are one people, one strength.
And now is our time. A time to rise. Together, we rise.
At Sosh Financial, we create strategies for strengthening business and personal finances while helping our clients to build sustainable wealth. Our financial and business consultancy services are uniquely tailored to ensure every client receives quality packages and optimal results. Our financial services include financial reporting and analysis, financial status assessment, internal audits, bookkeeping and records management, financial planning advice, tax returns. Our business advisory services are related to business plans, business startups, operational improvement, business management, document preparation, procedures development, efficient marketing. Call or WhatsApp us today for your free consultation on telephone number 592-665-6045. Sosh Financial, strengthening businesses, building wealth.
More employers are using social media to monitor employees. Here are some ways to maintain professionalism online. Never share confidential information about anyone, whether colleagues or clients. Do not share inappropriate posts from work gatherings. Keep company social media posts neutral. Never argue or make offensive comments. Never complain about your job to clients. Remember, what goes online stays online. Stop oversharing and get safe online.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right, walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong, be the one to live right.
Mom, what are you doing with GPL on your list?
Child, you forgot I have to pay GPL?
You got time with GPL?
I have to keep these lights on. The customers who think in that manner and refuse to honor their obligation to GPL are obviously not playing their part in ensuring quality service delivery. So, I will continue to pay my GPL bill on time, every time.
I recognize the value of your point, Mom. You were right.
With the island of St. Vincent under threat from the Sapphire volcano erupting, President Irfan Ali has offered the full support and solidarity of Guyana. The president in a statement tonight said he spoke to the Prime Minister of St. Vincent this afternoon and assured him of Guyana's support in dealing with the looming crisis. The president said once Guyana receives a full list of the material needs of St. Vincent, Guyana will put together a national response to supply the items and make arrangements for shipping. St. Vincent's Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves has issued an immediate evacuation order for communities in an area designated as a red zone in the immediate path of the raging volcano. As the announcement was made during an emergency press conference this afternoon, at which the Vincentian leader said he was acting on the advice of the country's disaster officials. While the elections for the Management Committee of the Guyana Public Service Cooperative Credit Union is set for this Sunday. It will be done virtually and will be the first general meeting and elections for the credit union in 3 years. The credit union has been managed by an interim management committee since 2018, following some concerns about financial mismanagement. Now that the interim management committee is preparing to host the first AGM since it took office, the Guyana Public Service Union, headed by Patrick Yard, is not giving the meeting its full blessings, although the union wants members to participate and vote. In a statement, the GPSU said the AGM set for this Sunday is in violation of the rules of the credit union, customs and practices. But despite its pronouncements, it is urging the membership of the union to be involved in the process, as Mr. Yard and his team seek to regain control of the credit union. According to the GPSU, it is now almost 3 years that the IMC has been in office and there is no report on the reason for its creation. The union said from observations there have been a number of questionable practices in the management of the credit union, which the union sees as a violation of the rules of the credit union. The Interim Management Committee in one of its annual reports revealed that in 2020, the credit union recorded $95 million in profit, and in the 2 previous years there were also recorded profits. The credit union, which has a membership of over 15,000 persons, plans to enter the mortgage and car loan market. There is a plan to introduce mortgages and car and other loans for the membership at interest rates that are far below what is currently being offered by the commercial banks. The repaired gas compressor in ExxonMobil's Liza Destiny vessel has been fully reinstalled on the vessel, and the company is currently in the final stage of a 3-phase testing program. With the compressor system fully reinstalled, flaring has been reduced on the oil production vessel.
So following the safe reinstallment of the repaired and upgraded components of the flash gas compression system, the team on board the Liza Destiny FPSO initiated a comprehensive 3-phase testing program. Now, over the last several days, they successfully completed the first 2 phases, which were really intended to verify the effectiveness of the modifications to the equipment and control system logic. I'm pleased to share that pilot level flare was attained during the testing, and a significant volume of process and mechanical data was collected. Now, the final stage of testing takes place this week after removal of temporary instrumentation. This phase involves monitoring the performance of the machine closely in normal, steady-state operation.
The compressor was damaged back in January and resulted in the company having to temporarily increase gas flaring above pilot levels to maintain safe operations. Subsequently, the company removed the faulty compressor and sent it for repairs in Germany. Once tested successfully, the compressor will enable the reduction of gas flaring for the long term. ExxonMobil was harshly criticized for flaring gas above the pilot level. In addition to the repairs on the existing equipment, the company earlier reported that an order has been placed for a new flash gas compressor, which will be available closer to the end of this year. A 24-year-old Linden woman is in the intensive care unit of the Linden Hospital after ingesting a poisonous substance and allegedly feeding the same substance to her 2 young children. The woman and the 2 children, ages 8 years and 6 months old, were rushed to the hospital this morning from their Wisrock home. They were all immediately admitted, with the mother being in a serious condition, while the condition of the 2 children has been listed as stable. Police investigators were summoned to the hospital to begin their probe of the incident. Reports out of Linden indicate that a woman fed her children the poisonous substance and ingested it herself, following an argument with the father of the children. The man and other family members were gathered at the hospital this morning and are assisting with the police investigation. On the police blotter, hours after the police issued a missing persons bulletin for this man, a Mabaruma gold miner, this morning, the man's decomposed body was found in the Arakaca River. Dead is 20-year-old Avanash Fernandez. He was last seen alive on Monday night at a mining camp in the 13 Miles Trail Bag Dam in the village of Arakaca. A missing persons report was filed after he was not seen again at the mining camp nor in his home village of Mabaruma. The head of the police public relations unit, Mark Ramatar, confirmed that the man's lifeless body was found. He said based on reports out of the region, no visible marks of violence was seen on the body. The body has since been transported to the Port Kaituma Hospital for a more detailed examination. A post-mortem exam is to be carried out to determine the cause of death. The mining community of Aranca in Region 7 is under floodwaters this evening, and the Civil Defense Commission is working closely with regional officials to combat the issue. Information coming out of the region has indicated that about half of the community's population of 2,500 persons has been affected by the floodwaters. In a statement, the CDC said residents have now been forced to use boats to move across the community in areas where roads should be. The CDC will be deploying a team to support the response to the flooding. Meanwhile, several communities across Guyana have been placed on high alert for heavy rainfall within the next 3 days. The Hydromet office has issued the weather warning.
Fuel it up and drive, Super 95, tune up. Fuel it up and drive, Super 95, tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guyoil Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guyoil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive!
It's trendy to share your vacation plans, photos, and location on social media. But do you know who is seeing your posts? Sharing that you're on vacation or a business can signal to potential burglars that your home is empty. Using location services can also allow people to track your whereabouts, making you an easy target for theft. Be aware of what information you share about your location and your possessions. Remember, what goes online stays online. Stop oversharing and get safe online.
Across the region tonight, the Safari volcano in St. Vincent and the Grenadines could erupt soon, according to a lead scientist, Professor Richard Robertson, who said that this follows a significant increase in activity. The professor made a disclosure at a press conference this afternoon, as he reported that since 3 o'clock this morning, there had been separate periods of tremors and long-period earthquakes, which are both associated with the movement of magma rising to the surface. The professor said the interpretation is that the volcano has entered a period of heightened activity, and it is suggesting that fresh magma is either near the surface or approaching the surface, and therefore the possibility for activity to move to an explosion phase has increased significantly. He said still, given the current state of activity and the data available, they still cannot say exactly when the eruption could happen. The Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines has issued a warning to citizens close to the volcano. In Jamaica, the opposition spokesperson on education and training, Dr. Angela Brownburg, is calling for the government of Jamaica to make representation for Jamaican students to be allowed to defer all aspects of their CXC examinations until January or June next year. The Education Minister, Fayval Williams, last month indicated that students have until the 1st of May to decide if they want to defer sitting the exams. At the time, she also informed that the Ministry of Education has prepared guidelines for those students who would like to defer. In a statement today, the opposition spokesperson said her concern comes in light of complaints from students and teachers that, contrary to previous understandings, students who initially thought they had the ability to defer are now being told that the rule only applies to written exams and that school-based assessments should still be submitted this year. And finally tonight, international news. U.S. President Joe Biden has issued an order targeting homemade guns one day after a mass shooting in South Carolina left a doctor and his family dead. The president said gun violence in the U.S. is an epidemic, and it's an international embarrassment. President Biden is enacting new measures through an executive order, meaning he does not need approval from Congress. It includes efforts to set rules for certain guns, bolster background checks, and support local violence prevention. However, the president will have an uphill task. The right to bear arms is protected by the Second Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, and many people see gun control laws as infringing on the constitutional right. Wednesday's attack in South Carolina, which killed 5 people, including 2 young children, follows 2 mass shootings in March that left a total of 18 persons dead, one in Boulder, Colorado, and the other in Atlanta, Georgia. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley, reporting. Be safe.